And so after I went back to LA, I was just determined to get well. And sure enough, I don't know, 5 months later, I got a call asking me to, that Little Richard was looking for dancers to tour with him. And so it was me and the very elegant Byron Gilliam, who was on a very popular show called Laugh In and Playboy After Dark. Tall, handsome, elegant dancer, and he and I opened the show for Richard, and Richard came out after 2 numbers that we opened for him.
And what year would that have been?
That had to be 67, I want to say. Ikettes were 66, and so that had to be 67.
So then the Cover Girls couldn't have been much longer after that.
Right. With Cover Girls, his tours didn't last that long, Richard. And so the Cover Girls, which really, our real name was Willis, Matthews, and Clark.
Right. Which sounds like a law firm, doesn't it?
That's a good one. And I don't know, a lot of people have not heard of the legendary Shirley Mae Matthews. I found her on Facebook. I was so happy. And I said, Shirley, you're still with us. She was quite a bit older than me and Carolyn.
Right.
But after Little Richard was when I really started getting heavy into sessions because of Shirley Mae Matthews. If you Google her, you will see so much stuff that she has done. And she was on those shows like Shindig and, all that stuff. But anyway, so she introduces me to Carolyn. We're going to have this group. We did a lot of local stuff, mostly 3 and 4 sessions a day. I joke and tell people that I was making so much money, my parents thought I was dealing drugs. It's the truth. Is you go from session to session, and if they're non-union, you know what that's about. You get paid under the table, and that means that you don't report them giving you cash or whatever it is. And if you're doing that 3 times a day, think about it. Think of the money that you're making. So I did that. And I was happy until one day Edna Wright, of course, called Carolyn, who in turn called me to perform on the Andy Williams TV special with Dionne Warwick and Burt Bacharach. Now, unbeknownst to me, she had a record company executive watching us, and he was supposed to determine whether we were good enough to be a girls group.
Was that Eddie Holland?
Yes.
From Holland Dozier Holland fame.
Yes.
That's true, was it? It was him that saw you and said, you guys need her. You need to go away, you need to make a group because you work so well.
He watched at the direction of Edna because he had been trying to sign her as a solo artist. And she was like, no, I don't want to be a solo. I want to be in a group. And he was saying, well, no, just be a solo first and then be in a group. And she was, no, I want to be in a group.
Was it usually went the other way, right? I mean, you think about people like, Diana Ross and the Supremes, it usually goes the opposite direction. Dennis Edwards in the Temptations, you're in a group first. So it's kind of, it's odd that he wanted that to be.
She was looking at it. She was looking at it like, I'm alone. I live in LA. You guys are in Detroit. I'd have to be flying back and forth, fooling with you guys, who came from Berry Gordy and whatever else may have happened. And she felt more protected, I think, in a girls group. And this way she could fly and record with girls who could, we could all protect each other. And I didn't know Edna until I got to the Andy Williams TV special. And because Carolyn said, I sing with this other girl sometimes. We're going to do the Andy Williams because her sister, the famous Blossom Darlene Love, she can't do it. So we're going to do it. And I said, oh, great. We lucked up. And so we did the show. Eddie Holland called her immediately and said, we love it. I love it. We love it. We want to sign you girls. And so I was sort of the holdout because I didn't really, I wasn't used to being in a group
right.
like that, And although Edna was hands down the best lead singer we had ever had. She was like partially gospel, she was pop, she was R&B, she was soul, she was whatever you needed. And so I was just unsure of signing with people that had just quit Berry Gordy And I figured maybe they came away with some of his, you know, some of his ideas about what an artist, what an artist is.
But,
And so I wouldn't sign.
really?
I didn't sign right away. No.
So how much convincing did it take you?
Well, I was, you know, having a great time. I was traveling. I think by the time they caught up to me, I was in London.
Stop bothering me. I'm doing my own thing. Right? So it must have been like a magic phrase that made you just go, okay, right, I'm in. So what was that moment?
I just got tired of the phone calls, I think. It's called stalking, harassing. You know, we have words for it now. Back then, I didn't know what to call it. But if the truth be told, they were calling around the clock, and I thought to myself, they're racking up a bill because I'm all the way, you know, not even in the country half the time. And finally, I said, you know what? Maybe I'll take a meeting. You know, a month later, I think there's a good chance that maybe they took another girl and tried to sign her, and Eddie Holland may have not liked, you know, I want the three that I saw on television, because I was told later that they had taken another girl and that group had been rejected. Truth or not truth, I don't know. But back to me again, you know, okay, I'll take the meeting. And so I did. And so after that, they were very accommodating in the very beginning.